Cool. Oh, well, Paul, there's a Football Fern squad being announced next week. Do you hope the team's strong form will be rewarded?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I think there's a number of players that have started the season really well and who are in and around that Football Fern squad, so they've certainly put their best foot forward. It definitely provides us a bit of a challenge, I think, with the players going to Colombia and then playing at altitude and coming back quite late in the window before our game against Victory, but those are the positive things. Like if you're getting players in the national team, you have to be able to kind of deal with that, and that's one of the reasons why we've got the strength and depth of our squad to be able to, I guess, think about those situations in advance and how we might utilise the squad a bit more.
Yeah, obviously there's a bit of excitement around Macy and the way she's performing. Is she someone who could have been good enough to make this Phoenix team in year one, or has she actually come on a lot in the academy since then? Because I guess that's a big question that people are asking is, how was this player not involved in the first season?
Yeah, look, ultimately those are decisions made by people other than myself, so I can't really say one way or the other as to what the reasons were or why. She's always had great ability, I think, but she has also been progressing a lot recently, and I think is coming into some really good form at the moment, and obviously has started the season very well. It's always hard to say in hindsight whether the same thing could have happened a year or two ago. Who knows? All I'm kind of really focused on is she's here now and she's playing well, and we're just going to try and keep her momentum going. Yeah,
and you play Central Coast. How much do you take from that pre-season hit out that you had against them?
Yeah, I think that helps a lot because, just the trip up there, the bus rides, kind of obviously playing at the stadium, we've done that already so far. So those little things just provide the familiarity with the whole kind of weekend. So I think that helps. The pitch is great. The stadium's one of the best, it's awesome to play there. So we're excited about going back. But yeah, the pre-season trip really helped us kind of get that familiar feeling. And obviously we've played each other once, but it's hard, pre-season, you don't want to read too much into stuff. People are still trying things out like we were, like they were. So they've actually been doing quite well recently and picked up some points, so it'd be a tough game.
Yeah, what did you make of them as an opponent? I guess it's a team we haven't seen too much of.
Yeah, me and Emily talked after the game in pre-season. We both had a similar task to basically build a team in the off-season. She had to sign a whole new team from scratch. So we went through kind of similar things in terms of the amount of recruitment you've got to do. So I actually think she's done a great job. She's brought all these people together. Recruitment's been good. The team's getting better every week, but they're very organised, very structured. They're very competitive. I think she's tactically very organised and kind of got them working in slightly different shapes defensively over the first few rounds. So yeah, I think they're doing a good job, and I do think it's going to be a competitive match.
Yeah, and they announced the signing of Casey Dumont during the week. Was that a strong signing for them, do you think?
Yeah, I think of course, she's proven goalkeeper in this league. Obviously she was pretty high profile in the final series last year, had some really standout performances for Victory, so it's a big signing for them. We're unsure obviously if she's going to play this weekend or not. It's the second week in a row we've come up against a team that's recruited a new goalkeeper back, so we're unsure, but we'll obviously deal with that as and when we know what the answer is to whether she plays.
Yeah, and just in terms of injuries, aside from Grace and Olivia, is everyone else fit?
Yes, everyone's fit. It's good. Riley's pulled up well after the weekend, no problems. Same with ALeague. She actually got a bit of a kick to the calf in the last few minutes of the game, so she kind of pulled up sore, but she's come right really good this end of the week, so yeah, all in the squad.
Yeah, how far away is ALeague from pushing for a start, do you think?
Close. It's a process that we're working through with collaboration with her, because it's not as easy just to throw her into the lineup. She has to be able to kind of get to at least that sort of 60-minute mark, which is what she was doing, and then she had the slight little injuries at the start of the season that have kind of kept that back. So once we get her to that kind of hour mark, then I think she can then push to become a regular starter in the team. But she's doing a really good job, and she's having a really positive influence on sessions, on games when she comes on. So we're looking forward to having her out there more often.
Yeah, and 3 wins in a row. What are you still sort of working on in terms of areas to improve?
I think almost everything. There's patches in games that we're really pleased with. and then there's others where we don't have control and we want more control of the game, we want more management of the game, so we're working on how we do that with the ball. Also, we've created, I think, a lot of chances in open play but haven't executed, like we've kind of, it's more decision making and kind of sharpness around those chances, so we've kind of been working on a little bit of that as well. And then yeah, you have to keep working on your set pieces because people figure you out on what you're doing, so you've got to come up with new ways of doing that. So there's just pretty much everything you're continually working on. We've been in good form and we've won a few games in a row, which is awesome for the confidence and the belief, but we're a long way away from where I think we can get to as a fully functioning team, so we're still working towards that.
And knocked off a few firsts already for the club this season. Is it being a consistent side on the road the next challenge, I suppose?
Yeah, look, I think being on the road is always tough for the Phoenix, like to do it every other week or so, because it's just the extra bits that you kind of don't factor in, like time at the airport before you arrive, like international check-ins, international customs, like it kind of just drags out the travel process a bit. So all those things are something that I'm certainly learning about, but I think the squad are adjusting to. But what gives us confidence is we went on the road and won 2 games in pre-season, we went on the road and won in Western Sydney, so we know we can do it. I don't think we can use the travel as an excuse why we wouldn't be able to win games, but you are playing in different environments, like definitely more heat. Wellington weather's not so great this spring at the moment, so definitely hotter in Australia, so that's a little bit of a factor. And also just you're away from home, you don't have we have the little corner of yellow that follows us around in New South Wales, which is awesome, but we haven't got like 2,000 people like we did at the weekend kind of roaring us on. So you have those differences, but that's part of being a successful team, isn't it? You've got to be good on the road and at home.